Hi, my name is Ryan Zulli with ServiceNow. I'm an ITOM Product Success Technical Director on our Ranger team, part of our greater customer success organization. Today I'll be talking to you about a long-awaited feature to help our event admins within event management. Let's get into it. The event forwarding feature enables you to test and evaluate event rules, field mappings, alert management rules, and alert correlations without having any impact on your production environment. Not all monitoring sources can send events to multiple target instances. In this case, you can configure a scheduled job to periodically forward an event stream from your ServiceNow instance, say in production, that is connected to the monitoring sources to your lower environments for testing purposes. You can then create your field mappings, your event rules, save them to update sets, and then promote them to dev, QA, and then eventually back to prod. I've provided the event forwarding docs page as a link on this PowerPoint, as well as a couple items that have not been updated on docs yet. Events that are created longer than 1 hour ago will not be forwarded. To do this, we use a hash to store the last runtime, much like we do with our event management connectors, to ensure that only the last hour's worth of events are sent over. Let's see a demo. You'll see here in my employee instance labeled EMPR Zulli 1, the event table and all of the events that are inside it. Right now there's 8,400 events, but not all of them were created within the past hour. So we're only going to be transferring over the last hour's worth of events. Now in my other instance, the target instance, EMPR Zulli, you can see here there are no events in the event table. Now in order to set this up, you're going to want to set a username. In this case, I labeled it event.forward with the integration role, as we normally do with our event management connectors, and give it a password. It's important to note that this is done on the target instance, and then back into the main instance, our EMPR Zulli 1, we then create a credential using that username and password that we just created. Now that that's all set up, we can actually go to the table EM connector event sync configuration. It's to note that this is not a module that you'll see in your all modules. This is a table you have to go to directly. So you'll type in this table main.list and it'll bring you to a list of your event forwarding configurations. In this case, you give it the target instance URL that you want to send the events to. This is EMPR Zulli. You'll give it the credential that you just created. And then if you can click test connection to see if your connection is successful. Once this is completed, you can then go to your scheduled jobs, and along with this, we have a scheduled job called Event Management Event Forwarding Job. We can set this to run periodically if you want to consistently take events from the target instance and send them to your consumer instance. However, in this case, I just clicked Execute Now, and you can see here that now there are events in EMPR Zulli 1 that weren't there before. All 31 of them came over. So in summary, hopefully today you now have some insight into the new event forwarding feature available to you in event management. We went over some setup considerations, and we saw a demo of the event forwarding feature from one instance to another. Also, to note, there are some properties that can be set in your sys properties table. One of which is the event forwarding sources to exclude. So in case that you don't want to have, say, Zabbix over, but you want to send everything from SolarWinds, or if you're just working on a new event source that's available to production, you can just send those events back to your dev environment to work on them, and then forward up via update set your event rules, event field mappings, and alert correlation rules, and all that good stuff. Other properties, event fields to exclude. Well, this is going to exclude certain portions of the event payload itself. I'm not sure if this one is particularly useful, however, it's available to you. And then we have batch sizing, payload size, events, how many events you can forward per day, and then obviously a logging. Hopefully this was all a bit helpful for you today. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and look forward to the next video.